That's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
Tim Brown, the intended target. And now it's 4th down. Roethlisberger will stay out there, and they're going to go for it on 4th. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears try to go for it on 4th. Brown, the lone receiver left. 4th down. Here's Roethlisberger. Looking for Decker, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the longtime Bengal, Leon Hall.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
On 1st and 10, McNabb. And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. Brian Robinson in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Von Miller in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs are going to lead to a 3rd and long. Freeman, the lone man in the backfield. And they'll give it to him here. And he'll go down after losing. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Dallas gets set to take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. This is caught at the 20. And he's going to be taken down deep into Bronco territory. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Now Roethlisberger on 1st down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. One receiver left, 3 to the right. Now Roethlisberger letting one go deep for the end zone. And oh, not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
I'm not quite sure how he wasn't able to hold on to that one in the end zone. A great opportunity lost, but a lot of relief for the defensive guys. When they get into film next week, they're going to want to know what happened. Where was the break?
And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Quincy Enunwa as time expires in the 1st half. And now the Cowboys are within a 2-point conversion of tying up the game. And now how about this? They'll go for 2 and try to get to the locker room with a tie ball game. Roethlisberger looking to throw. And they don't get it. They tried for the two-point conversion there, but unsuccessful. So we have reached halftime here in a tight two-point contest. As we send you cross-country to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando with our halftime report, here's Larry Ridley. And how about this right out of the locker room, an onside kick attempt. And the Cowboys are able to recover. A gutsy call there. You exit the locker room with a lead, tried the onside kick, it didn't work.
And you just wonder what the gain was there. They're already in the lead. They were in control of the game. They may have given momentum now to their opponent and maybe kick-started things going in the opposite direction.
And caught left side, Olsen. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
Brown, the lone receiver, left. Roethlisberger, and he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
Would have been right at about a 52-yard field goal try, but no, they are going to go for this thing on fourth down. Here's Roethlisberger to throw, and able to find Decker. That one good for 10 yards, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on fourth down.
We always hear about guys wanting to make plays that quiet a crowd.
Yeah.
After that one.
Here in the third quarter, they were hoping to get the stop, get the football back. Not the case.
What a completion on a fourth down play.
On first and 10, it's Roethlisberger. To Decker over the middle. A gain of 6 there on first. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback has to slide and find open space to throw.
Dancing to his left, and they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. Quincy Anoon with the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
I know in every game we do, we talk about momentum. That was a momentum play lost. And now there could be a letdown because they didn't get the interception.
Yeah, you could almost hear the collective gasp on the sideline as he could not come up with that football. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a first and goal. And quickly, they get to the line. Tomlinson, and that's one of his advantages of a passer, is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
From the 2-yard line yet again, let's see what they can do on third and goal. Brown, the lone receiver, left. Third and 2, now Roethlisberger. And this is going to be incomplete. Eric Decker was the intended receiver, and it brings up fourth down. So on fourth down, Jason Garrett sends in his field goal unit. This is less than an extra point, just a 19-yard attempt. And the 13-year man puts it through. And with that, they move ahead by a point here in this third quarter. So they don't get a touchdown here on this opening drive of the third quarter, but I think you still say mission accomplished as they come away from it with the lead.
Absolutely. You've got to apply the pressure here, make the other guys play catch-up for a while, and now you just hope your defense can step up and protect the lead.
So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the...
And he will go down, a Cowboys sack. So a big roughing the passer penalty. Charles, and of course that's 15 yards.
And everyone knows how protected the quarterbacks are. You've got to make sure that when you launch at a quarterback, that you're hitting him in the right spot and in the right time.
To throw, McNabb. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down.
It appears that the pressure is affecting him today. Normally, he knows exactly when to get rid of the football, but today, because he's been hit a few times, he's getting rid of it a little bit too quickly.
Second down, McNabb. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. They're going to hurry back to the line now. So we've got encroachment, and that's a free 5 yards.
Too easy for the offense. A bit of impatience by the defense on that one.
The defense helps the offense out there. Now 5 yards to go on first down. Here's McNabb. Caught left side by Hilton. 20 yards on the pickup there. And the Broncos are going to have it first and goal. And now a first down following that long gain.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him? Either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play a really nice timing play. And sometimes it can break big. Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable second and short.
And we're back now in Mission Valley and San Diego. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the fourth quarter of play. To throw on second, McNabb. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's third down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
On the direct snap, Freeman. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. Losing 4 yards that time. And now it's fourth down. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is... Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. This for a fourth quarter lead. And all the gamble fails. It's incomplete. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. In not great starting field position here for the offense. Brown, the lone receiver, left. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. Right side, there's Decker. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Time is starting to run out, really becoming a factor. We'll see if the defense can get the stop they need to get the ball back to the offense. On second down, it's Tomlinson. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. He lost 4 there, and it's third down. And in this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
So they're leading. They have possession of the football, and certainly this is where they just want to milk the clock. Roethlisberger now to throw on third down. And able to find Decker. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. And the offense lining up 1st and 10.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here. Down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. They come out here in the eye. Roethlisberger going to throw it. It got his man complete. 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Cowboys. Jacob Tamme, 74 yards. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call. But he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make someone miss in the open field.
He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Aaron Donald in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
And this offense needs a touchdown. A field goal won't get it done in this situation. But after giving up back-to-back sacks, things are looking a little bit bleak.
They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he's got a man here, complete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it would appear the Cowboys are going to win this football game. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Well, they've kind of got a situation here. Still 3 timeouts defensively, so maybe you try to run a play.
And if you do it as safe as possible, and I think maybe even quarterback sneak. Take care of the football and make sure that clock starts to run before they call the timeout.
We'll see what they do. And he checks this one down to LT out of the backfield. And they'll be... Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
All right, I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
To throw here, Roethlisberger. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. how are you going to win it? And in this case, they've managed to get it done.
They'll come up with split backs in the backfield. Oh, he fakes a spike, surveying the field. And this one incomplete. Well, apparently taking a knee is not in vogue. They're not able to add another touchdown on. And now the ball game is over. Well, Charles, they were close in the end, but they couldn't get that last play, that last little miracle play done. They were within striking distance, but couldn't find a way to score.
They definitely had hope. They definitely had opportunity. Just unable to cash in at the end. Not an easy play by any stretch, but they definitely had a chance.
That'll do it from here for Charles Davis and all our crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching Draft Champions here on EA Sports. For more, head on over to easports.com. With that, we say so long from San Diego.
Bass stills in the building, flash the camera. I'ma drop the hammer. Things done changed in hip-hop since I let Bobby out the slammer. Hip-hop's hard on the East Coast and it move west down to Bama. I'ma bring it back to New York. Hold on, then throw your hands up. Pass me a cup of the club with the juice in the get bent out. Then I'ma slide with it to my ride and head up to my penthouse. Oh, I'm not trying to take it slow. Working hard, cake and dough. Open up 24. We striving for that goal. I'll stop for nothing.
Oh, how about this for a tough choice early on? Which direction they go here is going to say a lot about what this team wants to do. We've seen Dallas represented once already. Could another Cowboy be joining the fold? Boy, you talk about a friendly turn to the cards. This is a great round for these guys as they get themselves a dynamic player right here. Tough call here. Do you try and get tougher up front or get yourself a player in what we call a skill position? So with a handful of starters already nailed down, you have to ask yourself, do you dare go for depth or do you just try to cover as many? And there's a pick that'll certainly help. Maybe not an impact signing, but you're not going to hit a home run every round. Yeah, no surprise here. Anytime you can get your hands on a player of his caliber, I think you pretty well have to pull the trigger.
Oh, got the heat up the show. Face up the thermometer. I'm gonna take full control. Hey, Paul, let him know.
Some tough choices coming up right about now. Do you go after the best available player or do you go after a position of need? Where to now? Do you get yourself a big brute for the trenches or someone who can really help you out at a playmaker type spot? Now it's getting to the time of the draft where you really want to get lucky and hope somebody falls into your lap. And with time running short, you've got to hope some guys fall into your lap or you could be left with some real holes on your roster. Options here on both sides of the football. It's pretty much of a coin flip if you ask me.
And replacing humans and fracking soils. Wild bulldozing forest.
Both offensive and defensive options here. They might have to ask themselves which side of the ball needs more attention.
For the average team, CFOs are after cream. GMOs extracting cheese with everyone on my TV.
Everything is shaking through the walls. We are giants. You know it takes just one.
And now's where you need to make these last picks count. Time to fill any holes you can before it's too late. Still a few holes on this roster and not a lot of time left to do anything about it. And this team does have a lot of needs, but this guy is a legitimate star, and he'll make everyone around him better.
You better not be the one to doubt us. 'Cause we've been putting in the mountains.